Ike Live, brought to you exclusively by Abu Garcia.
What's up, guys? How you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday evening. I know we are. We've got a really good show for you tonight. Brand new Ike Live at the Bar. Excited to hang out with you on a Tuesday evening. First things first, we want to thank the sponsors that make this show possible. Abu Garcia. Check it. Got the sweatshirt on. It's got the logo in and the hoodie. It's kind of cool. Abu Garcia, maker of great rods and reels. Go check them out at abugarcia.com. Guys, listen. If you like throwing big baits, I got to shout this one out. They launched this brand new Beast series, casting and spinning. But the casting, if you like throwing glide baits, big swim baits, big stuff, this Beast series is incredible. Great timing because the Chop Block launched this week, brand new swim bait from Berkeley. So go over to abugarcia.com, check them out. You could also check out the Abu stuff at Tackle Warehouse. Tackle Warehouse also supports the show. Everyone I know shops at Tackle Warehouse. Head on over to tacklewarehouse.com to get some exclusive stuff you can't get anywhere else. And Becky knows this. I'm talking about colors, sizes, styles that you can't find at Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's or wherever. They are TW exclusives. Head on over there to Tackle Warehouse and check that out. Last but not least, this podcast is brought to you by the Ike Foundation. We're going to be on here for an hour or so. If you want to find out how to get new kids fishing, how to grow the sport, how to help keep fishing with kids, keep it as an activity, head on over to the ikefoundation.org. A lot of great stuff over there to help you figure that out. All right, guys, we are drinking tonight. We're mixing it up for you guys. It's a Tuesday, and believe it or not, I want to tell them, earlier this evening, we had a parents versus kids field hockey experience. And Becky's the coach of a field hockey crew, a girls field hockey team.
And Brantley.
Yeah, and Brantley. And we had a little fun scrimmage.
So it's the end of the season,
yes.
And I have the tradition that at the end of the season,
yes.
One of the practices is parents versus players.
It's fun.
It's so much fun.
Super fun.
It's very healthy for all of us.
Yeah.
Because I think, as parents, we spend time like yelling at our kids on the field, like, why didn't you have your stick down? You know what I mean? And so it's kind of fun to let the parents come out on the field and then see it's not as easy.
Yeah, it's not as easy.
Sometimes being a spectator, they get to play, the kids get to play. Anyways, it's always a ton of fun. Lots of laughs. And as one of the parents mentioned, we probably needed goodie bags with like a leave afterwards.
We need a leave. Yeah. So instead
Mike's
of
not walking. Well,
yeah,
right
I ran really hard. I thought I was playing street hockey back in the late 80s over at Tansboro, deck hockey. If we got any South Jersey guys watching, shout out to Ray DeRosa over at Tansboro deck hockey. But
I will give mad props though to the dads, because the dads
they were trying to hustle.
Everyone hustles, but what happens is like the dads still have like this incredible hand-eye coordination where, like, I don't know, like it's a superior thing, unfortunately, for you guys. I'll give you props on that.
I don't know. But anyway, guys, because of the parents' game tonight, Becky and I are both a little hurting a little bit. We changed it up. And you see me on here a lot having a beer with you guys as we're watching. Tonight, guys, I went old school. By the way, look at the glass. I want to show you. It has a old school Daredevil spoon built into the glass. But Tonight, I'm going with the Tito's Tonic tonight, guys. Tito's Tonic. By the way, back in my club days, back when I was in the club, that was one of my drinks. Not Tito's, because I think Tito's came out later. It used to be Grey Goose Tonic was my drink back in the day.
And what did you order when it was real late in the night? You were on your like 10th drink.
A lot of times, if I was super intoxicated at the bar, I would say, "Give me a Grey Goose and vodka, rocks." And the bartenders would always look at me funny. But anyway, vodka tonic for me tonight. And Miss Rebecca, what are you having?
I'm drinking an old fashioned because
old fashioned.
I feel like Mike has been fighting off some sort of crud here the last couple of days.
We did some traveling. We're going to talk about that in a second.
I still feel fine, but I feel like bourbon gets rid of all germs.
Yeah. We got a lot of people checking in, by the way. We got Larry from West Virginia. We got Kenneth Sears. What's up? We got Nick checking in with us. We got Rob, who is also a fan of the Grey Goose, checking in with us. We got a lot of people checking in. Let me remind you guys, we got about 200 people on right now. As this show goes on, we want to hear from you. Please chime in. We got Nick from East Texas. We got Cheese checking in with us. I love Cheese. I love Cheese. Cheese is my favorite. Cody Detweiler. Cody's my man.
Got a little nugget.
Yeah, Cody has a nugget. Cody says, see you Saturday at Gunnersville. Yes, we will see you there. So if you're watching this, the Toyota Owners event is this coming weekend at Lake Gunnersville. Super exciting event. I love it every year. I get to meet a lot of the Toyota owners from across the country. And Gunnersville, very iconic. So I can't wait for it. But we want to hear from you. Listen, we're going to talk about some stuff tonight. Good, bad, ugly. We want your opinion. We value everyone's opinion. Let us know.
Kenneth, if you want it, let me know.
Yeah.
You can buy it.
Okay, so we're going to start. First topic tonight is a recent trip. Like when I say recent, we got back. When did we get back? Wednesday. Last Wednesday. Yeah. The Wednesday just been.
6 days ago.
Yes, 6 days ago, Becky and I got back from a really, really amazing trip to Spain and Portugal. And it was a cool trip. Now, let me tell you, first thing I know there's a lot of people listening right now like, oh my God, how bougie. It was 75% of this trip was work. We actually were there to work with one of our sponsors. We work with a company called Mullix that's located in Italy. Mullix brought us there to really help with some promotions and also fish a tournament. I got to fish an international competition over there. So it was some work, but we got to play a little bit too. Yeah, we had maybe about 4 days or so.
The beautiful thing about European people, like you can't work that hard.
Right. Yeah. Well, I can tell you this, the European culture, Spain and Portugal, definitely there's a lot of differences in things that they do there that we do a little different here in the United States. So,
nice.
But it is nice.
They're way more relaxed.
They're way more laid back. They're way more go with the flow. Outside of the tournament competition, everything else is just a suggestion. Let's meet for dinner at 9:30 p.m. Then it's 10 and nobody's there yet. Well, 10:30, people start showing up. Before you know it, it's fucking 11 o'clock. And we didn't even eat dinner yet. I'm looking at Becky. I'm like, my stomach's growling and shit. But I like it. I like the differences. And I think, for Becky and I, we've had a chance to travel a little bit together. That's one of the cool things about travel is the differences, So the food, Spain and Portugal. And if you're watching and if you've been to Spain and Portugal, you know this. But listen, guys, the food, unbelievable. Fresh.
And I swear you don't gain weight though, because it's all natural.
Natural.
nothing's processed. It's all like the fresh meats and the ham and the cheeses and the lamb and oh my God, it's so good. And the wine and everything.
The drinks,
absolutely amazing. And then you just walk a lot. So.
And you walk a lot. So the food, the culture, the people are so nice.
Yeah.
And then this is another one, and some of you guys watching this know this, but I love history. Becky does too. We're both history buffs, and the history.
Like we would probably get rid of cable TV and just keep History Channel.
Yeah. Like honestly, like at night we watch like history shit and alien shit.
Oh yeah.
Is the only things we really watch on TV. Alien, if it's an alien shit or history shit, we watch it.
And the ones that are combos are even better.
Yeah.
Where, like they're trying to explain like historically how something might have been built, like the pyramids, and how it was probably aliens. It's even better.
Yeah, shout out to Dave Brodzik, aka Fathead, aka Worf, aka Stormtrooper, because he always knew the aliens built the pyramids. But we're just getting on that tip. But honestly, guys, the history there is so amazing. And Becky and I have talked about this before, but if you're in the Northeast, if you're in New Jersey or Pennsylvania, Boston, up this way, New York, old is like early 1800s, mid to late 1700s. That's old in the United States. But you get over there, dude, shit's like 1,000 years old. Like one of the hotels we stayed at, what was it? A convent?
Yeah, it's like an 800-year-old convent.
800-year-old convent.
That was 500.
It was just amazing.
But the Roman bridge that was built 1,000 years ago, like over ravine, I'm talking like, I don't know how many hundreds of feet tall was that bridge.
Giant.
That's what they still drive across.
Yeah.
It was absolutely incredible. And it'll probably still be here. Like, in another 1,000 years.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was an amazing trip, and we got to go to some cool places. We've been to Spain before. Portugal was new. Portugal's beautiful.
Love
Portugal. Beautiful country. And then the tournament. The tournament. We could do this whole podcast tonight on the uniqueness of European tournaments. That's the best way to describe it. The uniqueness of European tournaments.
This is going to help sum it up. So the initial meeting, so you meet the night before to get your boat order, all that stuff, I think was supposed to be at like 6:30. I'm not sure if it was like passed out the location quite properly. So we went to one place, wasn't there. We went to another place. We get there and everyone's like standing outside, smoking, doing whatever. Then it's like, oh, let's go inside now. Like, I think the meeting started at least 45 minutes to an hour after the time. Because it's just so laid back.
Yeah, it's laid back.
So laid back.
It's laid back. But the thing that I want to convey real quick is that the fishing culture in Europe, Spain, Portugal, Italy, France, is just as hardcore as here in the United States. Like, those dudes want to win. They are using the techniques that we're using. They're listening to the same stuff we're listening to, so it's a very similar tournament culture with these little differences. And the one that sticks with me that I got to tell you guys about is the boats. So we had maybe like 110 boats in this tournament. And remember, competitors from Spain, Portugal, Italy, France, a lot of places in Europe came to this event, and you would get everything from full-size bass boats like you see here in the States. So, 21, 22 foot Phoenix, Bass Cat, Nitros, 250s on the back, full-size boats, 300s on the back. I saw a 300 on one. But then you would get mid-size boats. So there was a lot of those like 17 to 18-foot glass boats with 150s, 175s, maybe not quite as duped out. And then you had John boats. You had literally, I'm not kidding you, like 14 to 16-foot John boats with
just all kinds of
everything, with 30s, 40 horsepower on the back. And I thought it was cool that tournament was like that, that there was just everybody kind of freestyling in their own tournament rig. And that was a cool difference. But the fishing was great. The tournament was run really well. I ended up, had a good first day, had a mediocre second day. We ended up in 10th place out of over 100 boats. So it was a good finish. But
shout out to Javier, his partner.
Yeah, shout out to Javi, my partner. Also, shout out to Mullix, of course, for bringing me over there, and some of the other sponsors and people. Everybody we met was just absolutely awesome.
At Bocard.
Yeah, Mano at Bocard. It was just a really, really great event. So if you're watching this and you're saying, man, I want to go somewhere different. Man, Becky and I both highly recommend Spain or Portugal. Great countries, a lot of good fishing opportunities in both those countries, freshwater, saltwater. Definitely a place I want to go again, especially Portugal. I want to go back to Portugal.
Yeah, we got to go back. We had to do Portugal super fast.
Yeah, Nick is asking about the bass. And Nick, they're not Florida strain. These are northern strain bass. They had largemouth only. So no smallmouth, no spots, but northern strain largemouth. The other thing they had is Salura. And Salura are these giant catfish. Like if you've ever watched some of those shows on TV and you see the guys catching the catfish that are like as big as a boat, Wells catfish are kind of like that. They had a catfish in this lake that was called Salura. And I ended up catching a couple in practice and in the tournament. And for me, they were fun. But, for the local guys, they hate them because they get so big, they eat the bass. So it's interesting because the catfish they had an effect on where the bass lived. The bass basically didn't live too deep because they'd get eaten.
Yeah, they hide shallow in the rock.
They hide shallow because if they go deep, they're food.
Yeah.
River monsters. Yeah, like river monsters. That's what they were like. Salura. But make a long story short, guys, Spain and Portugal, amazing. Speaking of Spain and Portugal, going to move on to the next topic. While we were in Spain and Portugal, we got a message, a couple messages came through about an announcement that was made by Major League Fishing with a rule change for the BFLs, rule change for the BFL. So this actually went down when we were in Spain, and I think it was 2 or 3 text messages came through with people that were really, the messages were almost, I'm trying to think of the right word, like dumbfounded. Somebody look that up for me. And I need especially now with Google and AI, I want to know what dumbfounded actually means. But these messages, they were dumbfounded because of this announcement that starting in 2026, all of the BFL tournaments, and if you're watching this or listening to this podcast and you're old like me, you're talking about the old Red Man tournaments. When I fished them, they were Red Mans. But
you were greatly astonished or amazed.
Greatly astonished or amazed. Astonished. These guys were astonished and amazed about this ruling, about this announcement. In 2026, all the BFLs, the anglers will be limited to 3 hours of live scope technology.
So Chad is saying it's because the co-angler numbers are so far down that this helps encourage co-anglers to
okay,
because then the guy in the front's not
yep.
at a screen.
Yep. So Chad, good point. So I think apparently that's why, but one of the reasons is the low participation of co-anglers in the BFLs prompted Major League Fishing to make a change.
I'm not against it. I have no issue with it because I totally understand that point. That can't be very enjoyable if your dude's like, if you're a co and your dude is staring at a screen the whole time and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But here's my question. Are they going to guarantee that there's always a pro and a co on a boat? Because who's policing the pro if there isn't a co? Did I say that right?
You said that right. Yeah. So that's a good question. So if you're watching or listening to this right now, we've got about 300 people on. 3 hours of live scope per day in the BFLs. But how is that going to be policed? If you have a random co-angler in the boat, is that co-angler going to pay attention to his pro at all times? Is he going to have a stopwatch? Is he going to use his iPhone? And
they're going to hand out stopwatches
like
and pagers.
I'm curious how the tournament department.
Chad said there's going to be a lockbox after 3 hours. What's that mean?
A lockbox? Is it like a chastity box?
Like there's a timer on it and it just turns off?
So, but I
don't get it.
But
what co will snitch? Every last one.
Every co will snitch. Yeah. We're getting some messages in. Bass fishing's such a mess. I saw another one that said should be 0 hours. Yeah, there's some funny shit going on here with comments. There's going to be a timer on it. Does the forward facing unit self-destruct? Like a time bomb? Does it just blow up and
like some Bond type
stuff?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. So it's interesting. This concept of a lockbox on the unit. And so, I guess my question would be, how is that going to be policed? Because I was under the impression you could pick your 3 hours, right? So if you wanted to scope the first 3 hours of the day, if you wanted to do it in the middle, if you wanted to do it at the end, then how does that work? Like, I just see the policing of this being really, really tedious, messy, complicated. CK Outdoors is chiming in and saying the Toyota series will have the same format.
And again, I'm not against the
Wow, I didn't know that. CK Outdoors, thank you for saying that. And he's saying MLF announced this yesterday, so I'm out of the loop. But I'm glad you brought that up. So now we're talking about BFLs and Toyota series, which I fish myself. I try to cherry pick a few.
So they're saying that the lockbox is put over the transducer.
But how does that work if you have 3 hours?
Yeah.
Do you have to then take it off and put it on like a trailer hitch lock?
And who's policing the 3 hours?
It's almost the lockbox thing reminds me of the club. If you're watching or listening right now, and if you don't be embarrassed, guys, because this is Ike Live. We're drinking on a Tuesday night. You're already in trouble. If you own the club, if you bought the club either through an infomercial or at Bradley's or Kmart or something, raise your hand. I had the club. I had a red club on my.
Chad is a wealth of information. He said,
Chad, I know.
He said they have a lockbox that goes on the cables. I'm not open, and there's only one key. Who has the key?
Who has the key? Chad, if you're looking for a job, we might hire Chad as our special investigator for Ike Live. He might be the new one. I didn't think the lockbox was a thing in the BFL. So I get the lock. But
Sonar chastity belt. That's what
the chastity belt. That's exactly what it is. It's a chastity belt.
It's like the club for.
Yeah, it's like the club. It's like a chastity belt. Yeah. It's like a parking meter. This is coming from Guitar Junkie.
I love that idea. You have tokens.
You have to feed it tokens. Yeah. Yeah, and here's the.
It is a video game, and you have to feed the tokens to get your 3 hours.
So guys, the funny thing about this is you'll have this machine that you have to feed it tokens, but the tokens you know, they about the size of a quarter, and they have a picture of Boyd Duckett
Don't drop the token.
on the token.
Don't drop. It's like don't drop the soak.
Don't
if you
drop
the tokens. You don't get your full.
Don't drop the
Here's
tokens.
the other thing. Can we make sure that when your forward-facing sonar like is getting shut down because your time is winding down, you know the Pac-Man sound that goes.
Yeah,
Can
it shuts down.
do
Yeah.
that?
So Rob Hunt just chimed in and said it's interesting. He said MLF they're using the lockbox system currently in the Bass Pro Tour, and the ref has the key. See, I understand this system when there's an official in the boat, when there's a referee, an official. I understand the limited FFS time.
Yeah, because the ref is going to keep like a tight watch on the 3 hours and.
Yeah, but listen, guys, I just fished a Toyota Series on the Potomac. I drew 3 really good partners, but all 3 partners, if I ran that forward facing an extra 30 minutes, none of them were going to rat me out. 2 of the partners I had, they weren't paying attention enough to even know what was going on up front. So I don't still totally wrap my hands around how they're going to police this. The lower levels you get, Bass Pro Tour, I get it. Toyota Series, maybe, but as you get down to the BFLs, it's saying an honor system. I don't know, man. I don't know, because
we don't live in an honorable world.
Here's the problem with an honor system, guys, and you know this from all the cheating that's been going on recently. The minute that you have money or fame involved in it, even a BFL, dudes are looking for BFL trophies. Dudes are looking for wins. The minute you combine that and money with honor, somebody's not.
Chad's an MLF boat official.
Chad's a boat official. Okay.
Chad.
Yeah, thank you, Chad.
We appreciate all your information.
Yeah, Chad, you've been awesome.
We're still confused.
I'm still confused. And I get it. Chad, I get it at the Bass Pro Tour level. I can totally understand this concept. I just don't get it at the BFL level. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Shout out to Slay Nation. They don't have this problem.
Yeah, Slay Nation. Shout out to Slay Nation. Slay Nation doesn't have this problem. You know, in all honesty, and this is, I'm not throwing any kind of, Nick said going to be some shady shit. So I'll use the same word, shade. I'm not trying to throw shade directly at MLF on this one. I just am.
No, I honestly agree. I like that
I like that they're addressing the problem.
Yeah. I just am confused how you're going to make sure it runs properly.
Yeah. A message came in. Do I like FFS? Am I pissed? All the years of my hard work defeated by a 20-something-year-old looking at a screen. You know, we've had shows based around it. I am not a fan of forward-facing sonar, but I'm also not a fan of. I'm not anti-technology. And I think, you know, like what Becky just said, they're trying to find a happy medium, common ground to make everyone happy. And I do applaud that. MLF's trying to do that. Again, for me, it just gets back to the logistics of trying to police this. It's going to be difficult.
Listen, we all have to be able to know that the world's going to evolve. Fishing's going to evolve. We need to, like, you know, we need to roll with that. And you got to grow with the sport as it grows. You have to do that. But at the same time, we all have to remember that you can't lose sight of what the core element of fishing is, which is finding fish and understanding patterns and all that. So there has to be a mix. I think that's more of our belief system, not anti-FFS, but we live in that in between. How do you find that happy medium to make sure that the true essence of what fishing is, tournament fishing is, can welcome technology, but not have it destroy what the origins of what fishing should be and tournament fishing is. Right.
Yeah, it's you know, it's a tough topic, guys, because it is life right now. And we got about almost 400 people watching right now. If you're watching and listening to this, I don't care what walk of life you come from. If you're watching this and you're a mechanic, you're a plumber, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're whatever, a sales guy, whatever. Technology is changing this world so fast, guys. It's hard to keep up with it. Honestly, you talk about like AI and technology and advancements in the way things are happening. It's hard to keep up with it. So
It's almost too fast.
It's almost too fast.
Terminator's coming, people.
Yeah, Terminator's coming. We were joking about this earlier, guys. And again, this is for if you're 30 or younger, this probably won't resonate with you. But is it crazy that all the movies we watched in the 80s and early 90s, this shit's all coming true, guys? Terminator, 100% true. The Matrix, probably true. They Live, if you're a horror fan, you remember the John Carpenter movie, They Live, with the glasses? It's all coming true, guys.
Okay, so here, we don't have to dive into this, but I will tell you something that I saw recently. It was a gentleman who is part of a programming team that has helped create AI for, I don't remember if he was ChatGPT or whatever he was, but he said, the scary part is that we didn't see coming is that AI is actually so smart now that it is correcting itself. It's like, it's making itself smarter. It's, like if it hears you say, oh, we might have to shut this down because it can't do this, it actually
That's Terminator
itself.
That shit's Terminator.
And makes itself relevant. Like it's
Satakana.
AI is getting smarter than us.
Satakana.
Scare everyone.
Satakana. I'll be back.
We digress.
Look,
Terminator was 2020.
holy shit.
It's so true.
Dude, they were almost dead on. They're going to end up being dead on.
We only have 4 years left, folks.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Go travel, go to Spain and Portugal.
Everything came true, guys. And Arnold Schwarzenegger slept with the nanny. I mean, everything's true. Everything's true. That wasn't in the movie? That was Conan the Barbarian. I'm sorry. I'm getting my movies confused, guys.
Why would there be a nanny in Conan?
Wasn't there a nanny in Conan the Barbarian? No. All right. I'm getting my movies confused. All right. Let's keep going, guys. That was a great topic. Thank you guys for all the input on that. We want to go to the next hot topic, which did this announcement happen while we were in Spain?
Right before.
Okay.
Right before we left.
Yeah. So this one happened a little before Kindergarten Cop. That's right. That's right. This one happened a little bit before we left for Spain. And this one's going to be a touchier topic, guys. So
this one hurts my soul.
We got about 400 people watching, and I am so curious to hear your opinion on this. I have to. By the way, thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for joining us at Ike Live at the Bar. So right before we left for Spain,
TJ, don't tell Alexa who you are. Alexa thinks we're all named Jennifer in our house.
Oh, Jennifer. Okay.
We told her earlier.
Yeah. Right before we left for Spain, Bass came out with an announcement, press release. It was sent to all the anglers. And I don't have it in front of me. I'm not going to read it verbatim, but the gist of this announcement from Bass was that starting in 2026, the pro anglers on the Bassmaster Elite Trail will not be allowed to go live.
Bass claims they own everything about the tournament, and so all production or anything that goes out is theirs, and the anglers can't do it themselves.
Right. So let me back up. If you're watching this and I want to make sure I flush this out correctly. If you're watching this and you're not, I want to make sure you realize that up until that announcement 3 weeks ago, we could broadcast live, whether it was with, a cell phone or what's the other thing? The Starlink. You know, you could go live, and you could go live to promote you, to promote your brand, to engage your fan base,
promote your sponsors,
to promote your sponsors, to, you know, entertain people, right? To make people happy, to make people learn, to educate, right? Going live was something we were allowed to do from day one as that technology became available, right? We can't go as far back as, you know, the 80s and 90s because that technology wasn't there. But the minute that that technology was there, so, you know, we're talking 2015, 16, guys, we were allowed to go live. Now we can't. And I've got, I'm seeing a lot of messages saying crap, censorship, this is Russia, crazy times, this sucks. I have a tough time, and Becky and I have talked about this a lot, you know, because we're having a tough time grasping this. So
I'll say this.
Yeah.
If this is their thought process, then they never should have allowed the anglers to go live at the beginning. But once they allowed the anglers to go live, to pull it back is just wrong in so many ways. Because my personal opinion, I don't care what you tell me, like, oh, you're taking away from this broadcast, this, that, or the other. Well, listen, if we go live because the fans want to see you, they haven't seen Mike on a live in like 2 years. He even had that one amazing
That's because I can't catch a fish.
Okay, but whatever. But he had an amazing tournament at Champlain. It was Champlain. I can't think of
Champlain. I got turn. Okay.
Listen, there were even sponsors like, why isn't there a camera on his boat?
We
like,
got some people.
Let me finish my point.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
My point is, the moment they allowed it to pull it back, the reasoning, it just isn't ever going to be legit, because now you've given people permission. You've allowed anglers to build a brand around it. You've allowed them to sell it to sponsors, make money. To pull it out from underneath them, it's never going to come across right for Bass. It's going to be wrong in every sense. Now you're taking money away. Oh, they're going to throw extra cameras out there on the water. I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this, but to me, it's wrong. Like, I'm okay with rules changing. I'm okay with, like, even MLF trying to figure out some sort of happy medium with this, but they allowed it, and the way they took it back, I can't find a way in my mind that it doesn't seem greedy, that they're like, oh no, you can't get those viewers. They have to be ours. It's a public waterway. You own your boat. They don't own your boat. They don't own your equipment. Like, everything in my mind, I would look, and listen, I am open for someone to tell me how this is fair or okay, because it's not like the rules changed in that section,
right? And
they allowed it,
right?
So I am struggling with how you can change that rule based off of, oh, these rules I can't.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And Becky brought up a good point. To play devil's advocate here, you know, Bass is trying to capitalize on that live stream, and I think they're trying to use the model that other sports use. So, right, so like if, and again, I know, and that's the difference. That's the difference, right? So like in football and baseball, hockey, dude, you're in private arenas. You're in a closed private arena, stadium, rink, right? And you have that contained private nature to that playing field. And there it makes a little more sense. But to do it in a sport where we're competing on Santee Cooper, anybody can fish there. Pickwick, Gunnersville, wherever, that is a public domain, public waterway. And, you know, I don't think you can compare the two. So I think it's a poor analogy.
Here's the other thing. So if somebody, like I know Zaldane, I know there's a handful of guys.
Logan Parks had a great live stream this year.
But so listen, if somebody wants to watch the whole tournament and all the stuff, I guarantee you on their browser, they have it open. But if they're a huge Zaldane fan or if they're a huge Logan Parks fan, they also have that open.
Yeah.
I can't honest to God believe that someone that's a huge fan of bass fishing and the elites and the tournaments is saying, I'm not watching the elites anymore. I'm only going to watch this one guy. No, I guarantee you it's multiple browsers. It's multiple devices.
Yeah.
I truly can't believe that they're pulling, like one guy is pulling an entire, like all these numbers from the full feed. Because those if you're a true tournament angler, then you're going to be watching the entire tournament too. They have them both open. You're not stealing numbers.
Now listen, guys, if this announcement was made and they were willing to make the investment to put a live feed on every boat, then I'd be
just tap in.
Then I'd be okay with it, right? Like, and honestly, guys, as technology advances and these things get cheaper and easier to do, why not put a camera? Why not put an eyeball on everyone's boat? Why not have a live feed? Why not give the fans the choice on what angler to watch? You know, if they made this decision and every angler was getting a live stream during the day, I'm good with it.
It also comes at a really bad time because
of the sales and the fact that the anglers are suffering right now with sponsorships. Dude, sponsorships are down. This is worse than the recession of 2018. You can't keep a sponsor to save your life right now.
Because they're all going with influencers that go live.
They're going with influencers. They're going with this. They're going with that.
We're competing with these influencers that are going live, so we're going to go live.
So I'm having a real hard time accepting this one, but it does get back to, you know, listen, guys, if you've watched this podcast, you know, at the end of the day, and you know, here's us crying and this and that. At the end of the day, we sign a document when we say, I want to fish the elite trail. Yes. We sign a document that gives Bass the right to do anything they want. And that's the reality of it. And until that changes, they're going to do whatever they want. And we have to accept it. And that's that. You know, so it's just unfortunate because I think this one's a mistake. I think this one's a mistake. I think this one truly...
I think it's hurtful.
I think it's hurtful. I think it truly hurts the anglers. And here's the big one, guys. Got almost 500 people watching. It hurts the fans. It hurts you guys. It hurts the fans. Why? Why hurt the fans? There's already enough shit going on with forward facing and cheating and this and that. Why? Why do this? Doesn't make any sense to me.
Listen, I'm open for Bass to try to explain it to me better than the email that we received.
Surely there's somebody from Bass watching live right now. They always do with a different name.
Because like to me, it's
Joe Schmo or
it's hurt, and we don't even have a lot.
Billboard.
Listen, this is coming
Gymnasium.
from 2 people. Listen, this is 2 people who we don't even have Mike live. And I don't like, I think it's I just think it's wrong. I just think it's so hurtful towards the anglers, and I don't think that their reasoning is strong enough to me.
I think they definitely, you know, once again, I saw a great message from Chad. Chad's been awesome tonight. They did not poll the anglers whatsoever. This was a decision that was above and beyond us. This was one where it was pulled over, you know, it was pulled over, you know, it was just a decision made internally, and it was force fed to us. So, you know, listen, if they would brought this up with the anglers, and if the angler advisory board had real say and power, you think that shit would have passed? Hell no. Not a single angler.
Well, that's
It
what
would be for that.
That's what wasn't broken.
Are you kidding me?
You know what? We clearly are not good with authority.
No, well, that's the other problem.
This is like one of those.
Well, that's a personal problem between me and you.
Right.
That's not everybody
right,
else's
but
problem.
Right. Okay. But this to me is one of those things where, as a parent, like your kid says, "I'm going to do this," and you say no, and they say, "Why?" Because I said so. Because I said so.
Yeah.
There's no good reason.
Yeah.
Just I said so.
I said so. I said so. I said so. Yeah. It kind of stinks. I am. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. Excuse me. I'm not a fan of it. I hate it so bad. I just burped. I'm not a fan of it
right now.
I'm not a fan of it. Yeah.
We probably got ourselves in enough trouble with
Bass Lives Matter. That's funny. I get that. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I'm seeing some messages about, the management at Bass. I saw some people talk about the old days of Bass, ESPN, Jerry McInnes. And listen, there were problems in every era of bass fishing, had problems and challenges.
Yeah.
But, it's how you.
But there was always an underlying feeling that the organization was always trying to promote the anglers.
Yeah.
That tide shifted, and the organization is taking care of the organization and not.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. That's a problem. Yeah, that's a big problem. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we do to fix this.
What do you guys want to talk about now?
Yeah,
I gotta change the subject.
Yeah, I don't know what we do to fix this, but I appreciate you guys chiming in with some comments and
don't ban OnlyFins.
OnlyFins. There you go. We could create, it's funny. That's like the OnlyFins is sort of half a joke, half not a joke. If you look at the anglers, we kind of have always joked about what if the anglers just did their own thing. Like, what if we all stream live and we all had our own tournament and we all, we did all this outside of the leagues? What if the anglers bypassed Bass? What if they bypassed MLF, MPFL? And they did it themselves, right? I think they had an ultimate.
So if you don't make it to Saturday, you find the next closest lake and you guys launch tournament hours. Anyone that's live goes live.
Just go live. Just go live. You don't make Saturday, or even bigger than that, Beck. You don't fish the tournament. You show up. The first tournament of the year is at Guntersville. You show up. You say, here's what we need changed. They don't change it. Say, guess what? We're going downstream to Wheeler and we're fishing our own derby. We're going to stream it live ourselves through our phones or this, that. I don't know. I'm just saying that's a lot of work. And I hope it doesn't come to that. But, I mean, maybe. Yeah. Chris McDonald chimed in and said, isn't that what happened at Guntersville? Yeah, so they had an Ultimate Angler Championship, Ultimate Angler event. I don't remember the exact title. And it was a little bit of a testing ground on having a major event outside of the leagues. And minus the coverage, which was the in-tournament coverage was non-existent. Maybe that's not a big deal. The payout was amazing. You had an angler walk away with $500,000, $500,000 for first place. The sport needs that. When's the last time Bass or MLF paid out $500,000? I don't know. The Millennium Tournament back when Dudley won for $1 million, FLW. No, not the Millennium Falcon, the old Millennium Tournament. I don't know. So I love that, these little rogue tournament organizations or, self-promoted events like this one are popping up and saying, do we need the leagues? You know, clearly, a lot of guys walked away with a lot of money, and they did it outside of the leagues, and that's a good thing. You know, that's a good thing. The anglers, it was a self-funded event for the most part, but even so, it was nice to have something different and something just to push the envelope a little bit and say, you know, hey, you know, there's other ways to enjoy the sport of tournament fishing besides through the leagues, you know. So that was nice. Good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Tracker 766 says, Mike, I was the guy trolling behind you this past weekend at Manasquan. I wasn't stalking. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We were out there practicing. Vegas had his championship, Slay Nation Championship, Manasquan. He spent some time out there Saturday. We tried to find some fish. It changed like it always does. His partner, Max, and him both were able to adjust on a super tough tournament. And they came in the top 3. So super proud of our son for a great year. And Max, great team, great year over at Slay Nation. Shout out to the Slay Nation guys. Yeah. The National League and the New Jersey guys. Such a cool event. If you're watching this, and
shout out to Gary from New Jersey.
Shout out to Gary.
He's retiring.
Yeah, he's retiring as our tournament director. But if you're watching this and you're sick of all this big boat bass drama shit that we're talking about tonight, you got a small John boat or a kayak, dude, look up Slay Nation. They got a lot of different states now, a lot of different chapters all over the country. It's a really fun tournament league that lets you stay competitive with a small boat or a kayak, and you can win a lot of money too. I can tell you, I've had a lot of fun watching our kids fish that league, and I know a lot of people that fish it and they love it. So check out.
Great guys over there.
Great guys.
So welcoming. Vegas is 14. Max is now 17.
Yes.
And they let them roll in.
Yeah.
Was this their second year?
Second year.
So they were only like 15 and 12. When they started.
Yeah. It's super cool.
Great guys.
Yeah. Super cool league. So, it's definitely been a fun show tonight, guys. We got about 8 minutes left. Still got about 500 people watching. If you have anything, comments, suggestions, you got anything you want to talk about, bring it up. It's a great time. We had some great feedback. Once again, Chad
Let's have positive conversation.
Yeah, let's switch the conversation, guys. It seems like every Ike Live show, and I don't mean to do that, but we get caught in the negative, not necessarily negativity, but we get caught in talking about a lot of controversy. But it is nice to talk about some good stuff. Paul's checking in from South Jersey right now.
Oh, so here's another thing. So we don't always do from the bars. A handful of times, Mike does just straight up interviews. If there's anyone that you want Mike to just one-on-one have conversations with for an Ike Live.
And we do have a great show with Emil Wagner coming out very, very soon, guys. Probably within the next, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Talking to Emil Wagner, who just won a EQ event up on Champlain. One of the young guys, really, that's kind of taking the sport by storm. It's taking, he's catching them. Let's put it that way. So, but if you have guys that you want to hear from or whatever, please send them through the message board or drop us a note on IkeLive.com. We'd love to hear from you about what you want to hear about, Aaron Jones with a question. When are you coming back to Cali? So Aaron, I'm going to answer it 2 ways. I'm waiting for the leagues, the majors, to come back to California. Like, why is Bass not been back to California for like, how many years has it been? Money, right? Is that what it is? I wish Bass Pro Tour and the Elites and MPFL, I wish the leagues would go back to the West Coast and have some events. It's phenomenal out there. It's a unique environment in a lot of places. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is I cannot wait myself just to get back to the West Coast. So definitely got some stuff planned. We're working with a couple companies out there, Newport, AFCO. Definitely looking at getting out there in 26. So yes. Hank Parker. Chad said Hank Parker would be a great guest. Yes, we've had Hank on before. Should get Hank on again on a one-on-one interview. That would be great. Yes.
So someone brought up kids. TJ brought up kind of our kids events and everything. So it's actually a great reminder for me because I lack memory.
Yeah.
So right now the Ike Foundation is kind of like in our quiet season because a lot of our stuff is closed up for the year. But we just opened the ticket window for the scholarship dinner the end of January. And there's all sorts of deals the earlier you buy your tickets or your table, stuff like that. So please check out the Iaconfoundation.org. We also have the scholarship question, and the application should be up on the website today or tomorrow. It was getting put up earlier today. So if you know any high school seniors that are heading off to college, they gave back through the outdoors, through fishing, anything.
Fishing, hunting, camping, just the outdoors.
That really had them in the outdoors connection to all of that. Make sure they check out the application. We have a scholarship for kids heading off to college. So
it's a cool program. It's a cool program. Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you do casting contests in off time? That's from Sean. Sean, I do a lot of casting stuff for fun. Like, I think that's one of the cool things about casting is, and I remember like from my old club fishing days, we would always have flipping and pitching contests and stuff like that. And I still love to do that. But listen, the casting, I see that as a potential offshoot to fishing being an Olympic sport. You know, you've heard that thrown out there a lot. And listen, guys, if freaking flag football and breakdancing made it to the Olympics, fishing should make it to the Olympics, right? This is ridiculous. But, you know, you could do fishing as a sport in the Olympics with fishing for different species, depending where the Olympics were at, Summer Olympics. But you could also do casting competitions. And I know they do a lot of that. I think it's probably bigger in Europe than it is here. But, you know, distance, accuracy, I think it would be awesome.
Listen,
I would love to see it.
Try your
Thank you, Nick.
We're actually going to have a flipping competition at the scholarship dinner for prizes.
Really? Whoa. I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Casting kids, old school Bass used to do casting kids. That's all gone. That was a big thing. So I want to thank everyone for checking in tonight. We had about 500 viewers, give or take, tonight for a lot of the show. We really appreciate it. It's a Tuesday night, for crying out loud. You're down here having a cocktail with us. That means a lot to Becky and I. We really, really do appreciate it. And here's the other thing, guys. We say this every show. We appreciate your opinion. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. You know, we give ours. We're not saying it's the right opinion. It's just our opinion. And in today's world, it's very refreshing to hear different points of view and to be open-minded and listen to different people's point of view. So, man, we really appreciate that. And we appreciate checking in. Want to remind you, this show is brought to you by Abu Garcia, the maker of great rods and reels. Go check out that new Beast combo. If you throw glide baits, if you're thinking about throwing that new Berkeley chop block, go check out that Beast combo over at abugarcia.com. We're also brought to you by Tackle Warehouse. Listen, Tackle Warehouse is doing some cool stuff. Exclusive colors, exclusive sizes, exclusive shapes. You're not going to get it anywhere else. Head over to tacklewarehouse.com and look at that. And last but not least, Beck gave you the reminder. Go to the Iaconfoundation.org. You want to get more kids fishing, head on over to Iaconfoundation.org and give them a look. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a fun show. It's been a great show. Can't wait to see it the next one. And definitely look out for the Emil Wagner Ike Live dropping very, very soon. Appreciate you guys watching tonight. It was fun. I'm actually thinking I might have. You want to have one more before you go to bed?
No.
She's not having one more. I might have one more Tito's tonic here before we call it a night. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it, and we'll see you at the next one. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh wait, hold. Old.
You're old?
Where is the?
I'm old? Did she just call me old?
Is this the new? Oh, there.
New. Yes, I'm new.
Do you fish for excitement? Do you fish for passion? Do you fish to get outside? Or do you fish to win? Abu Garcia for life. You guys know I'm a power junkie, not just on cranking, but on my trolling motor batteries. The days of running 2, 3, and 4 batteries is over. Guys, we've got this new system, and this is going to be what I run. We've got a 31 that will run everything in my boat, electronic-wise, 1 battery. We've got a 36 that will run my trolling motor all day, 1 battery. Last but not least, we tie it into 1 charger, charging both batteries, and we've got an amazing system. Tie that into 3 posts, little visual indicator, Bluetooth, NEMA. You add all those things together, and you've got a system that's going to change the game. Check this out. It's the brand new Pro Guide batteries and charging system. It's a game changer. You know, right now where we're standing, we're in Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is right there. This is the concrete jungle. And, you know, a lot of those kids, as they grow up, they don't fish. It's interesting because they're surrounded by water. You know, the Delaware River, the Schuylkill, ponds, city park lakes. But they don't have the influence to cast, to fish, to have a rod and reel. And that became our focus, you know, is to target kids in what we call non-traditional areas, you know, urban areas, city centers, where the population's high, and let these kids have an experience. You know, it's amazing. I mean, some of the experiences we've had, whether it's Central Park in New York City, here in Camden, other parts of the country, even just casting.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to see it, isn't it?
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
And you know, you see these kids have this experience they've never had, and they light up, you know? The big thing, I think, for the Ike Foundation is we're not saying we want all these kids to become professional anglers.
No.
It'd be great if some of them did, but we want them to have that fishing experience because it ties them to so many other positive things. The outdoors, nature, conservation. Ecology, you know, all these amazing things in life that maybe they wouldn't have been exposed to any other way. We're trying to help with that. So it's important. It's important for us.
Yeah.
We're proud of it.
I subscribe to Bass U TV, and so should you. Great place to learn about anything you want to know about bass fishing.
You get it at Bass U. We got the best of the best.
I'm not just an instructor, I'm a subscriber.
I'm John Cruz, and I am a subscriber.
You can always learn, and watching Bass U is definitely helps with that. It's something that I like to do, and it's definitely something that you need to do.
If I'm still learning, you should be too. Subscribe to Bass U because you'll learn how to catch a lot more fish.
Ike Live, brought to you exclusively by Abu Garcia.